Yo, 30 million Americans are unemployed right now. What are we gonna do, little guy? What are you gonna do? I don't know. What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? Everybody's panicking. What are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about it. Check it out.
That's what's up, guys. This is 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗘𝗦, and you have reached the Roughneck's Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Roughneck's Ecom channel. If you are new here, I'm your host, 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗘𝗦, and over here we talk all about how to make money online, offline, and everywhere in between. So if you would hook me up with the like for that algorithm so this can get spread out, make sure you subscribe, click the little notification bell, and then make sure you check out the links below in the description because I have all types of goodies in there, free Facebook group, ebook, all types of stuff to help you make money. All right, for you regulars, man, you guys know what time it is, right? It's time to go ahead. Let's get right into it. Over 30 million Americans have applied for unemployment. That is massive. For comparison, the Great Recession had almost 9 million people apply for unemployment. And during the period from the Great Recession up until now, roughly 22 million jobs were created. So within the span of what, a few months, those jobs could essentially have been wiped off the face of the map, and there is a deficit due to the coronavirus pandemic. What should you be doing? I mean, obviously not panicking and selling everything and selling the farm. What you should be doing is focusing on perhaps going in business for yourself, get yourself an EIN and everything else. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, the most important thing to understand is unemployment is through the roof, okay? And it's no one's fault. You know, it's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's not your boss's fault, it's no one's fault. But what we need to understand is that some of these jobs are not going to be coming back. Now that, you know, businesses, companies, they understand that they can do more with less, and they can have less overhead. Some of those positions aren't going to be coming back, and some of those positions are going to be, you know, part-time remote work. They're going to be, you know, full-time remote work. You know, you might get left in the shuffle. So you might continue to be on unemployment for some time to come. But that also leads us to the next talking track about how much money you're getting, what you should be doing with that money, and why that's a bad thing for a lot of people. Not just because unemployment keeps you unemployed, but it does something to your mentality. So let's go ahead, let's talk about it. If you guys live in a state kind of like Pennsylvania, chances are you are making fucking bank right now, okay? Thanks to 𝗙𝗘𝗔𝗡, the CARES Act has given a kicker to people that are on unemployment. Now, what does that mean for you? If you guys did not know by now, that's an extra $600 per week added on to your normal unemployment pay. Now, a lot of people are sitting there like, yo, this is a good thing. This is the best thing ever. And to those people, I say, yes, but only if you don't extend beyond your means, okay? So I have friends right now who are making significantly more money on unemployment than they were actually working. What are they doing with that money? They're sitting there spending all that shit, all right? So that income that they're getting that's supposed to help them during this time of need, that's supposed to help them survive this pandemic, they're spending. And I mean, they're buying Yeezys, buying new wheels, they're trying to finish car products before, you know, the summer hits. Like all these things that they shouldn't be doing, they're doing, right? And that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if we all knew that the economy was going to go back to the way it was before, that these jobs are going to come back stronger than ever before. But chances are that's not the case, okay? You shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't be blowing your money, living beyond your means, because when that kicker ends, okay, that kicker is gonna stop. You're not gonna get the extra $600 a week at some point, all right? When that cuts off, you were living high on the hog. Let's say, you know, you went out and got a new car, or you moved into a new place that you couldn't afford beforehand. What do you think is gonna happen? Congratulations, you're gonna be screwed. You know, you might lose the place you stay, you might lose the car, you might not be able to pay your credit cards. There's a lot of things that could happen with that, you know, and you know that lends itself to, you know, spending money that you don't have. A lot of people do that with their credit cards. You know, they'll get these $10, $15, $20,000 limits and just swipe, and not have the income to support that. You know, and this is how people get in debt. All right, and while essentially, you know, everyone's in debt to a certain degree, besides people that follow Dave Ramsey, apparently, you know, it depends on how deep you are, okay? So just be careful, man. Be mindful. Talk to your unemployment agency and see when that money is supposed to run out for you. Now, I think Congress, they're going through this new stimulus package. They're trying to give everybody $2,000 a month, you know, just for existing. You know, they're trying to, you know, bump up unemployment and a lot of other things. And what that is essentially going to do is ruin a lot of people when it comes to the job market. And we're going to talk about that in just a second, because unemployment right now is good to help these people, but it's going to screw businesses up in the long run, right? And here's what I mean. So let's talk about it. So let's say you are a Subway sandwich artist, right? And you make, I don't know, $350, $400 a week. Now all of a sudden you're getting an extra $600. So you clearing $1,000 a freaking week. The average person is not gonna want to go back to work to make $350 a week when they're getting an extra $600 now, and they're making almost $1,000 a week. Like, why would you go back to work for $350 a week when you can stay on unemployment and make $1,000, right? Doesn't make any sense. And that's gonna be the next problem. You know, people inherently, when given something that they didn't necessarily work for, they get lazy and they don't necessarily want to work for that, okay? And I know a lot of people say, oh no, Americans are innately, you know, wanting to work, you know, they're good people, good-hearted Americans and all that. That's simply not true. Like, I grew up poor. I grew up in the hood, all right? Like, trust me, when you give people something for nothing, they're not gonna work for it, okay? A good chunk of my extended family are on the system, you know, and it sucks because you want them to do more, but they've been getting something for nothing for so long that there's almost no point. You know, like, why get off welfare? Like, why go work to make less money than you get on welfare? That's going to be a problem, you know, and I don't think the government had any ill intent, but over 40% of the people on unemployment are making more money than they would if they were actually working. So that 40%, do you really think they're gonna want to go back to work when this hits? When everything's, you know, reopened and everyone's happy? Probably not. I know I wouldn't. They're gonna sit home and they're gonna chill. And the jobs that did come back aren't gonna necessarily have those people to fill those roles. At least, you know, not in the short term. Long term, yes, but short term, those people aren't gonna want to come back. So let's say Subway opens back up and they say, hey, you know, now we have, you know, your position back open and we want you to come in and work. Guess what those people are gonna say? They're gonna say, hell no. Like, no, we're not coming in to work. We're not working for $350 a week. We getting $1,000 a week sitting at home. Like, I can't do that. You know, also people are getting to spend more time with their kids. They're getting to homeschool. They're getting to do all these different things. So, you know, there's such a different dynamic. You know, people have the opportunity to do something different. You know, so they may want to try entrepreneurship. They may want to try, you know, maybe not necessarily a crazy entrepreneurship, but like starting their own business. Maybe they want to start like a food truck. Maybe they want to do all these different things. And now that they're getting a larger income, they have the means to do so. You know, so the economy isn't going to go back booming. People are still going to be scared to go back into the office. You know, people are going to be scared to go back into restaurants. People are going to be scared to fly. You know, the airline companies are still going to say, all right, we don't need as many stewardesses or airline assistants because we have no people flying. I mean, look at Delta. Delta has already said they're going to be social distancing. You know, they're already cutting flights to, you know, like 9 major cities, same with American and all these other places. Things are not going to go back to the way they were, guys. Unemployment is kind of here to stay for a little while. You know, and that leads us into the final talking track about why it's here and how long this shit's going to last. So what should you do with your extra unemployment money if you're getting that? Save it, all right? Save it and put it to good use, whether you start a business or you try to get into some form of passive income. Like if you guys haven't been following me on social media, shameless plug below, link in the description. I've been jumping into the stock market. You know, I've been buying more cryptos. I've been trying to do more things to help me make money while I'm sleeping, because I know that the pandemic is far from over. We're going to be seeing these ripple effects for the next 6 to 12 months, if not longer than that. You know, you don't want to take this money that they're giving you and throw it all away, okay? You don't want to get dependent on unemployment, because that's what's happening to a lot of people. When you go from making $350, $400 a week to making $1,000 a week, that is a really, really, really big jump in income. Okay, that's a massive jump in income. And people are starting to take that money and do things that they normally wouldn't do with it, as if it's never going to run out. Now, the government's going to try to help us as best as they can, but when you start depending on the government, you are in debt to them. You know, that's why we have so many people on welfare right now, because it's easier for them to just sit at home and collect money than it is for them to go to work, because the government's paying for their child care, it's paying for their education, it's paying for their rent, paying for their utilities, paying for all these things. Why the hell would you get up and go, you know, make sandwiches at Subway for $350 a week when your daycare costs that much? Your rent costs more than that. So we got to be careful to not fall into this trap. Okay, and that's what's happening, and I don't want that for anybody. So, you know, please start investing, you know, into some form of passive income. Start a business. I mean, shit, I hate MLMs, absolutely hate them, but shit, even do that. You know, spin up some Mary Kay if you have to. Do something. Just don't sit here and think that $600 is gonna last forever. $600 kicker from the CARES Act, thanks to, you know, the good old 𝗷𝗘𝗔𝗏. Okay, so with that being said, man, please smash that like button, subscribe, click the little notification bell if you found this helpful, of course, and you want to find out all about the good stuff that I'm dropping on YouTube. And then check the links below. You know, I got tons of free stuff there for you. And yeah, be safe, be smart. You know, don't do crazy stuff out here. Practice social distancing if you can. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.